Welcome to Maple and Millstones, the podcast that digs into the lives and legacies of America's frontier families. I'm your host, James Engle, his third great-grandson. Today we step back to 19th century Pennsylvania and Maryland to meet Samuel Engle, a man who rose from humble beginnings to reshape a region's industry and community. On August 26, 1809, in the rolling hills of Somerset County, Pennsylvania, Clement and Margaret Engle welcomed their 12th child, Samuel. Tragedy struck early. When Samuel was just 3, his father passed away, leaving the family's future in Margaret's steadfast hands running the farm. As the years passed, Margaret secured an apprenticeship for young Samuel with Joseph Mills, a master cooper in nearby Salisbury. There, Samuel learned to shape oak staves into barrels, skills that would one day fill barns and boats up and down the eastern seaboard. By his mid-20s, Samuel had saved enough to buy Mills a cooperage and a handful of surrounding properties. He called it his own, but within months, fate drove him onward. In 1837, he sold out to Jacob Welfley and set his sights on Garrett County, Maryland, a wild land where work was plentiful and prospects bright. Peter Huff deeded 200 acres of Mount Nebo to Samuel for $1,300. Over the next years, Samuel added another 100 acres. He and his family first dwelt in Huff's log cabin, then erected a grand frame house, later replaced by a stately brick home that still cast its shadow on the hill. Imagine that first winter. Wood smoke curling from the chimney, livestock lowing in the barn, and the Engle family settling into a new chapter under Maryland's endless skies. Samuel's most ambitious venture was upstream, on Bear Creek, near modern-day Accident, Maryland. He built a grist mill equipped with the finest machinery of its day. In spring and fall, farmers would load wagons with grain, traveling up to 20 miles. The mill's big wooden wheel turned steadily, except in drought, when Samuel's men would dam the stream and gather a head of water before releasing it to power the wheel. Engle's mill operated until 1929. Though the structure's gone now, its legacy lives on in local lore. Maple sugar tapped deeper into Samuel's ingenuity. On his land's northern slope, massive maples, some 4 centuries old, yielded sap for Englewood, one of the county's largest sugar camps. Tragedy struck when an aging Samuel slipped and fell into a vat of boiling sap. He survived, though the scars stayed with him for life. Remarkably, Englewood still churned sugar as late as 1951, run by Samuel's granddaughters. Samuel married 3 times. 1. Elizabeth Shirer, M.C. 1828, 6 children, she died in 1848. 2. Rebecca Broadwater, 1849, 1 child, Martha. Rebecca's sudden death in 1851 sparked a sensational murder trial against Nancy Hufford, who was accused of poisoning her with arsenic, but later was acquitted. 3. Catherine Hoy Ridgely, 2 children. Despite heartbreak and scandal, Samuel pressed on, crediting hard work, savvy management, and probably some inheritance for his prosperity. Samuel Engle passed away on July 28, 1888, atop Mount Nebo. He rests beside his wives in the family cemetery, marked by a sturdy stone wall overlooking the farm he carved from wilderness. Today, you can still stand where Samuel stood, feel the breeze through ancient maples, hear the creeks whisper, and imagine the pound of hammer on nail that built a home, a mill, and a family dynasty.